But there are some of you that believe not, for Jesus knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him. Someone left this verse as some meat in the comment section, and I told the gentleman, and I said, look at the verse number that you dropped. John 6 and 66. 666. Why is this so prevalent, folks? Well, if we go and read 65, it says this. So we started at 64 so we can understand 66 and chop it up. And he said, therefore I say unto you, that no man can come unto me, except it were given unto him of my Father. Right then and there, he just laid the blade down and made a separation between the two peoples that claim that they were. See, here's the thing. When you get your mail read out in public, this is what happens to you in verse 66. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him. I can never lose my free gift. And because of free will, you can lose it and you can put it down the same way you picked it up. These are his disciples. Okay? He shook the tree to get the dead branches out. As he said before, there are branches within me that the Father knows that is not producing any fruit. My Father will gather them and cast them out, and men will gather them and burn them in the fire. Jesus told them face to face, these are the same Jews that we see with the Noahide laws, the Orthodox Jew. These the same ones today as it was back then. They do not believe. Not all of them, but there were people in the crowd that did believe. Okay? You had the free gift. He spoke in the atmosphere. He spoke truth into the atmosphere. All of y'all don't belong to me. The only way you can come to me is if the Father gave it to you in your spirit to come to me. Some of y'all just tag-alongs. And what did it say? When he spoke the word into the atmosphere, many of them did no longer walk with him. They parted. They left him. They left him. The only way you can come to me is by the Father. So if you didn't come to me by the Father, then how did you get here? This is deep. Why? Because it says what? He knew from the very beginning who would betray him and who would believe not. So this means, come down here to Simon Peter. Okay? And he said, what is this, verse 70? Have I not chosen the 12? And one of them is the devil? Again, stop putting God in a box. He said, I knew from the beginning. So this is an example. Why would Jesus choose the devil or have him up close to him like that? In Simon Peter. He spake of Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon, for it was that should betray him, being one of the 12. He spoke of Judas, and that's a Iscariot, the son of Simon. He said, I picked all 12, and it wasn't not one of them the devil. An amazing piece of moment here in trying to conceive or to understand. I already knew from the beginning. I want you to think about strategy. I already knew from the beginning. I already knew you from the beginning before the foundations of the world. Before I formed you in your mother's belly, in your mother's womb, I already knew you. He already knew from the beginning who was going to betray him. Wow. And you let the enemy rock with you. Okay? Wasn't one of them the devil? I picked the 12. Don't you, he said, so in other words, don't you think I knew what I was doing off rip? Don't you, I already knew what was going to happen. Because these are the things that needed to happen in order for me to fulfill my finished work at the cross, for it to be completed. He had to be walking, and that goes back to the wheat and the tares. Who sprinkled the tares? It was the devil. Let them grow up together. And at the time of harvest, that's when the separation happened. Deep here. Okay? The enemy is among us, in other words. Stay prayed up, folks.